Fia. There was EL there as well. SDK was on as well. Sinaso, yeah. And these celebrities were part of the Occupy Julobi protests. They were on today as well, 37 area, occupying the addressing issues of economic hardship in this country. And our celebrities, as usual, were involved. Fix the country. Some of them were on social media supporting. And you remember the Doomsort Must Stop demo as well. Anytime this happens, you get our celebrities or creatives also throwing their support, whether on social media or in person, for causes like this. Now, we're asking how relevant that is. Earlier on when I was doing Say It Loud, I said that I wish they could go ahead to replicate some of these things when it comes to issues affecting the creative industry. Some bills are not passed, performance centers and all that. I wish celebrities who join these demonstrations could also maybe come together and picket for things like celebs not being able to plug alcoholic beverages and all those things. I think if they came together to do that, perhaps we'd have made some headway by now. But let me know what you think about this, Robert, quickly.
Essentially, what is happening there is this is a component of our constitution, is people demonstrating their rights. The constitution warrants or grants people to be able to do that, and that's what they are doing. I think that once they have fulfilled all the requirements, you are supposed to notify the police 5 days ahead of time, and once they have done that, I think that nothing should be in this preventing them from exercising their constitutional rights. And things like this are necessary for any dispensation that practices democracy, essentially, because when we talk about government of the people, by the people, for the people who actually give people the mandate, give leaders the mandate to rule and run the country, if you feel for any reason that things are not going the way you expect them to go, you ought to be able to demand for accountability, or you ought to be able to use means that can get them to hear you. So that is what is happening, and I must applaud them for that. I am particularly excited about the musicians because they have voices. They are very powerful. When they speak, it echoes in the corridors of power. And so at times like this, when you don't have them support people who are trying heavily to be able to let their voice be heard in terms of the ordinary people, then they feel like, why are you leaving us alone? But when your music is out there, you want us to jump on it and then give you through all the hailing and make you excited and all of that, just for you to be able to advance. But we are suffering, so be with us and be our voice.
They are part of us.
Yes, and so I am extremely
feel it.
Yeah. So whatever is happening right now is they take them as flowers. That's how it's supposed to be, because we are one people, and they are actually feeling whatever is going on. So it can't just be some people leaving out the voices that can really echo and get the powers that be to listen. Okay. So I think that anybody who's actually been able to jump on that particular cause, kudos to them, and we all need to be together in championing the cause of this particular country. We shouldn't be spectators, we should be citizens.
Yes, Uncle Ken.
Yes, Kwame, thank you.
Great.
I think that everybody has a right,
of course,
to voice out,
of course,
their feelings in a society that we live in. It's guaranteed under the Constitution, like you said. My only worry is with the law. I've always been worried with the law. And a particular saying, I don't know if that saying is actually sacrosanct, but I grew up hearing it.
Which is?
And the saying is, the law is an ASS. Okay. I grew up hearing this. And over the period, I have realized that the law is actually that. Because when I hear two lawyers arguing about the law,
a particular aspect
of the law, and one going against the other, then I ask myself, so what is the law?
It is the law.
No. I mean, if two lawyers can argue about a particular aspect of the law, without coming to an agreement on what the law actually states, then I get worried. That's always been my problem. And in this instance, that is what it is. What's the problem? The problem is somebody went to court to apply for an injunction. The injunction that was applied for apparently was not, accepted by the other or made known to the other.
But the explanation is that once the injunction
The explanation is that I saw letters from the police which state that they went to give the injunction to lawyers of the demonstrators. Now another lawyer says that it is in the law that you cannot give an injunction or whatever. I don't know the law, so I'm just saying what.
Okay, so let's not go deep into that.
Yes, you don't give it to the lawyers. You give it to the people who are being represented by a lawyer. Do you understand where the difference is?
Yeah.
But the people who are being represented by a lawyer wrote to the outfit, the police, to say that if you want to contact us, go through our lawyers. So the police also felt that once you've told us to go through our lawyers, we'll go through your lawyers. And then there is the argument that no, that is not by law. That's why I'm saying that the law is what annoys me.
What is the law? It's open to interpretations.
It is open to various interpretations, and that creates confusion everywhere. So this whole thing has been created by the law and the definitions that are being defined by lawyers from both sides. Everybody has the right to go and demonstrate.
Finish.
No, okay, ask your question.
No, finish. The police. Continue.
Everybody has the right to go out and express themselves. And the people from the industry who have voiced their opinions, they have every right to do so.
Lots of them on social media.
And lots of them on social media and what have you. I don't like the idea that there is confrontation. You know, because if the law is interpreted in such a manner that every side accepts it, there won't be confrontation, would there? So we need to work on the law, as far as I'm concerned.
Great. Chief Moomin.
Yes, Uncle Ken.
I didn't see you there.
Yes, it's very true. I wasn't there, but there are many young people who are there, and I applaud them for that. And let me start by saying that the problem is not the law in this case. I think. I mean, there's no. I mean, from all the explanations that have come out, there's no injunction against this demonstration. The police have made an application to injunct the demonstration, but that application has not been heard, and the ruling has not been. So,
and Chief, please, before you go on,
yes,
I just want to explain why I came about with the law, because a lawyer also said that so long as there's an application,
you cannot go ahead.
You cannot go. You see where I'm coming from?
And usually it's like that.
That is
even
my
with
problem.
the musical election.
One of the lawyers is saying that so long as there's been an application, you have to wait for the matter to
it
be
means
heard.
there is something wrong or something
it means
amiss.
there's something wrong somewhere, and that is my problem.
Was that it?
That's the
Yes.
implication.
So,
That's the explanation, actually.
That is the issue. And that's what I'm raising.
I'm not too clear, but okay, let me just.
That is
yes.
why they are advised not to go ahead to do whatever they want to do
but
once
an
injunction has
all
been.
of this
And
is happening
another
within
is
the
saying
context.
that by mere application, like Chief is saying, does not mean
your application does not injunct the process.
Exactly.
Unless that application
so isn't it the problem with the law?
There are two different.
Yes, in order not to make this
opinions.
into a legal, I mean,
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
But there's a context within which all of this is happening.
Yeah, let's
and
settle with
that
our
context
celebrities.
is that the police service, has been too eager. I don't know whether in written times, but at least in recent times, to try and stop the public from demonstrating.
Because they have the leeway.
Yes, because they always come out and say that, we don't have the numbers, blah, 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 but they always turn up with the numbers to prevent the demonstration. So people are saying that it is not the police's job to police the decision of people to demonstrate or not, because we are not demonstrating against the police service. The right to demonstrate is not even conferred to you by the constitution. The constitution is not that powerful to give you that right. That right is God-given and is innate to you as a citizen of any given country. So all that the constitution does is to guarantee that right. So that right to demonstrate, to express yourself against the establishment is sacrosanct and cannot be regulated by anybody. But in recent times,
But
every
it
time
depends
people,
on
yes, of course,
but
but
the same right
yes, Uncle
gives
Ken.
the police
Yes, but
also
the
the right
criticism is that
state
Uncle Ken, the
whether
criticism
they
is
are-
that the police has been overly
right.
overzealous
Aha.
to try and prevent demonstrations,
Why
and
have
people
they?
are reading meanings into that.
Why have
That
they?
in trying to prevent those demonstrations is as if they are trying to do the bidding of government, because governments naturally would want to, I mean, as much as possible, curtail dissent, because every government doesn't want to look popular. So if there's a way to prevent people from demonstrating against them, they are going to do that. And because the police service is very much linked to the state, there's the suspicion
Right.
that the
It is
state
not even a
tries
suspicion.
to use the police
Chief.
service to prevent people from exercising their democratic rights.
Chief.
And that is what should
That's
be
well said.
discouraged.
Chief.
You know,
That's
I
well
agree
said.
with
Let's
you
let's
100%.
let's
But
dwell.
that is where the
to the
problem is.
gravamen of the
Yes,
matter.
let's
where the
dwell
problem
on,
is.
on the role of the celebrities in all this.
Yes. I mean, of course. I mean, this is a social issue, and
I
art is
understand.
also about
I
social
understand. It
criticism,
makes
so it's
sense.
very important.
It makes sense,
No,
yeah.
I think that first of all, it is possible. It is important to have a very active citizenry. Politics and governance is such that as a people, we actually have to help and save politicians from themselves. And I say this because, you know, governance is a bubble. When you find yourself in government with like-minded people, it's a bubble. So you believe in your policies and you feel that your policies are delivering some particular results, right? So you keep on reinforcing each other. And there's always a tendency to see any, dissent as an opposition voice. So when you are within a particular bubble, when people are criticizing or saying that they have issues, it's easy to dismiss, to say, oh, this is their opposition, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But one of the most important, I think, attribute any politician should and must develop is the opportunity to transcend that bubble, to have your antenna so tuned into the reality so that you do not get overly, engulfed in the perceptions within your echo chamber. So that if you're a politician, you have to be able to essentially measure the pulse of the people. So that's an important attribute that every
Yes,
politician.
exactly.
I
Okay.
know, but that's
For politicians.
for you to be a great leader, you should be able to transcend that bubble. Because if you have a president and everyone is saying, "Oh, the economy is not our fault. It's all about COVID. It's all about COVID. COVID is Russian-Ukraine war. We are doing our best. We've done the best policies." It means that you do not give yourself an opportunity to introspect. And we know that in life, if you don't introspect, if you don't even criticize yourself to know where things are going wrong, you can never even begin to proffering the solutions that you need. So my
Nice
point
one.
is that so to ensure that politicians
30
are
seconds.
able to keep up to the realities of the day, it is important to have critical voices. We can't all be sycophants and be
Agreed.
singing praises
Agreed.
of the establishment. It is uncomfortable, yes, but politicians are happy when they are in opposition and they are critical voices against the government.
Thank you.
So when you are in opposition, if you are happy to have critical voices and dissents, then when you find yourself in position of power and authority, you should be tolerant of that
but
dissent.
that is never
Thank
the
you
case.
Yeah, but
very
that's my
much.
point. You see,
Thank you
that
very
it all
much,
comes down to-
Chief.
It all comes to integrity. Because you said that. Let me give you one example.
Thank you very much, Chief Moomin. And a big thank you, Uncle Ken.